Hello everyone, my name is Cody Noriega, and in this video we're going to be learning about pitch, rhythm, and how to read musical notation. So first off, is reading music important? Like, do you really need to know how to read music to be a musician? Well, for example, there are some really good musicians out there who don't know how to read music, like Jimi Hendrix, the famous electric guitarist, and also Tommy Emmanuel, really great musician and guitarist, but doesn't know how to read music. But I would say that it is really important, I think, for every musician to know how to read music, because it's often a source of insecurity in that area for a musician, and they often lack confidence if they don't know how to read music. And this is kind of something that always arises when you talk about music or you talk about music theory. So in my opinion, it's a very, very useful skill to learn. So not being able to read music is kind of like not being able to spell or write words down. So you could talk, but you're unable to put those thoughts down on paper. So today, like I said, we're going to learn three things. We're going to learn pitch, we're going to learn rhythm, and how to read musical notation. So when you read musical notation, it tells you two things. One, it tells you the pitch, and two, it tells you when to play those pitches. So first of all, okay, what is pitch? Pitch is the high and lowness of sound, okay? So if I talk up here like this, I'm talking in a higher pitch, right? And if I talk down here like this, really low, that's a lower pitch, okay? And rhythm is simply the arrangement of sounds as they move through time, okay? And whether you know it or not, rhythm is actually the first thing that people notice when they listen to music. So for example, my younger sister loves hip hop and loves like rap music, okay? And so I asked her, why do you like this music so much? And her answer is always the same. She always says, oh, because it has a really good beat and a really good rhythm. And so she's immediately drawn to that, whether she knows it or not. So pitch is actually really easy to learn, and rhythm is a little bit harder to learn, but we'll get into that later. But rhythm is simply just recognizing different patterns. Okay, so music is written in notes on what we call a staff. The staff has 5 lines and 4 spaces. So where a note is written on that staff determines its pitch, its highness or lowness. And at the beginning of a staff is a clef sign. And in guitar, we mostly use what's called the treble clef, okay? So each line on the staff has a letter name. The lines on the staff from bottom to top are E, G, B, D, F, which you can remember using a fun acronym like this. Every good boy does fine. Or you can use another one, every good boy deserves fudge. And from the bottom to top in the spaces, we have F, A, C, E, or you can use the acronym FACE. So if a line, or if a note is on a line, we say every good boy does fine to figure out what note that is. And if a note is in a space, we just spell the word face, okay? So for example, let's look at the note on the very top line, okay? If we start from the bottom and we say every good boy does fine, that lands on the letter, or on the word fine, and the word fine starts with F, so we know that that note is an F, okay? And for the spaces, let's look at the first space. If we spell the word face, we start with F, okay, that's exactly an F. So the staff is divided into several parts by bar lines. The space between 2 bar lines is called a measure. And to end a piece of music, a double bar line is placed at the end of a staff. Okay, so that's how you know a piece is over, when you see 2 double bar lines. So each measure contains a group of beats, and beats are the steady pulse that you feel throughout rhythm. You know, if you've ever found yourself clapping to a beat or clapping to music, that's because you're feeling that steady pulse, okay? And those are the beats. Now, every piece of music, we have the staff, we have the treble clef, and we also have what's called a time signature, okay? And a time signature has 2 numbers, okay? So the top number tells you how many beats are in a measure, okay? And the bottom number tells you what kind of note gets 1 beat, okay? Now, there's different kind of notes that have different values, whether they have rhythmic values, we say. So we have a whole note, which in 4/4 time gets 4 beats. And then we have a half note, assuming we're still in 4/4 time, gets 2 beats. And then a quarter note gets 1 beat. And then an eighth note gets a half a beat, okay? Now we're going to practice clapping these beats in rhythm, okay? So first let's start with the whole note. So we're going to clap once and we're going to hold it for 4 beats, okay? So ready? Do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. Okay, so you'll notice that right before I started clapping, I counted to 4. Now, why did I do that? And maybe you've heard people in a band or in a band setting, or maybe like the lead singer or the lead guitarist will look at his band and he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then everybody starts playing, okay? So why does he do that? The reason he does that is to establish the beat before everybody starts, so that everybody can come in on the exact same time and everybody can line up on that pulse together. Okay, so that's the reason we count to 4 before we begin. Okay, so now we're going to clap half notes. Those get 2 beats. So clap these with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good, okay. Now we're going to practice doing quarter notes. So those get 1 beat. So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter, 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 quarter. Good. And lastly, we're going to practice eighth notes. Those get a half a beat, and when we count those, we say 1 and 2 and 3 and. So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, good. Okay, so now that we've learned some of the basic rhythmic patterns, we're going to put those in context and we're going to practice clapping them to a song. All right? So here we go. Okay, we're going to start with whole notes first. Okay? So get ready, and I'll count you off. Feel the pulse. Okay, ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay. Now we're gonna do half notes. Okay. So ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Okay. Now we're gonna do quarter notes. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay. And lastly, we're gonna try eighth notes. So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, great job. So now you have a much better understanding of what pitch is, okay, what rhythm is, and how to read music on a staff. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.